Welcome back to another Champion Deep Dive, and today we're talking about Misty Knight. She's got Armor Break, Unblockable, Guaranteed Critical Attacks, Cold Snap, and Frostbite that will leave your opponents shattered. Let's get into it. Misty joins the contest with the ability to build anti-metal and cryogenic charges using her metallic arm. For anti-metal, Misty gains 2 charges when either champion performs a well-timed block. If against a science champion, Misty gains an additional charge. She'll also gain 1 charge when finishing a combo with a light attack. For cryogenic charges, Misty gains 2 charges when either champion dodges an attack. And if up against a science champion, she'll gain an additional charge. She'll also gain 1 charge when finishing a combo with a medium attack. Both charge types max out at 12 stacks. Now, these charges will provide benefits based on how many she has. With anti-metal, Misty gains a 3% chance to instantly purify any incoming debuffs. Where with each cryogenic charge, she'll gain a 1% chance to evade attacks. Now, if there's a difference of at least 3 between her 2 charges, Misty can raise her lowest charge by 3 when landing a heavy attack. Also, when Misty is struck by a basic attack, she has a 20% chance to increase her lower charge by 1. If they're currently equal, both charges increase by 1. Now, Misty is a master of parry and dexterity, so she'll benefit from rank 1 of the parry and dexterity masteries, even if they're not activated. However, if the parry and dexterity masteries have been activated, Misty starts the fight with 2 anti-metal and cryogenic charges. Whenever both of Misty's charges become equal, she gains equilibrium and gain non-stackable buffs when the thresholds are met. For example, when balanced at 3 or more charges, Misty gains a precision buff for 14 seconds, increasing critical rating for each active charge. At 6 or more, Misty becomes unblockable for 6 seconds. Once activated, this ability goes on cooldown for 6 seconds. And at 9 or more, Misty gains a bionic overcharge buff, dealing guaranteed critical hits for 6 seconds. Once activated, this ability goes on cooldown for 6 seconds. Now, if Misty is at max charges, when she would gain a charge of either type, she refreshes her equilibrium buffs instead, if they aren't on cooldown. Now, all equilibrium buffs are paused during special attacks. Speaking of which, let's check those out. The Special 1. Misty consumes all anti-metal charges, increasing attack rating for each charge consumed. If Misty consumes 6 or more charges, the attack becomes unblockable. And if Misty consumes 9 or more charges, she inflicts an armor break debuff on the first hit, reducing armor rating for 16 seconds. With the Special 2, Misty consumes all cryogenic charges and inflicts a cold snap debuff, dealing energy damage over 14 seconds. Now, all basic attacks inflict an indefinite frostbite passive while this cold snap is active, and critical hits inflict 1 additional frostbite. When this cold snap expires naturally, all frostbites are shattered, removing them and dealing energy damage for each one removed. Now, if Misty consumes 6 or more cryogenic charges, the opponent is stunned for 2 seconds when all frostbites shatter. The Special 3. Misty instantly maxes out both charges, gaining all effects of equilibrium. She'll also gain an energized buff that increases combat power rate by 30% for 14 seconds. Now, let's check out her signature ability. When awakened, Misty activates Background Investigation. This is a passive ability, where Misty analyzes the opponent's class in order to gain a unique effect for a short period to counter them. When the fight starts, Misty takes as low as 27 seconds to investigate the opponent. When complete, Misty gains an effect lasting 18 seconds before restarting her investigation. With Science, Misty instantly purifies all debuffs, and her instant purification passive jumps to 100% regardless of her current anti-metal charge amount. With Skill, Misty gains a Fury buff for each bleed debuff currently on her, increasing attack rating by up to 771.8. Mutants elude Misty's detective skills due to the mysteries of the X gene. With Tech, if the opponent has 2 or more armor up buffs when Misty's special attack 1 connects, a second armor break is applied. With Cosmic, Misty inflicts a Disorient debuff, decreasing their block proficiency by 5% and ability accuracy by 10% for each unique buff on the opponent. And with Mystic, Misty inflicts a Suppression debuff, reducing opponent combat power rate by 10% for each bar of power on the opponent. Now, let's take her out for a spin in the champion rotation. For a damage focus, with the parry and dexterity masteries already activated, she'll start the fight with 2 charges each. The first parry will take you to 4 anti-metal. From here, perform a shortened combo of medium, light, medium to gain a cryogenic charge. Your next parry will give you 6 anti-metal charges and 3 cryogenic, making it easy to gain equilibrium with a heavy attack. Now, using that shortened combo made it possible for your opponent to not yet gain a bar of power, which allows you to be aggressive, especially having that unblockable buff. From here, build up to the Special 2, but try not to go over if you can. Try to line up your Special 2 with gaining equilibrium to maximize the amount of time you have with unblockable and bionic overcharge. Now, if you didn't gain too much power after the Special 2, you have space to go all out on the opponent with your basic attacks, stacking on extra Frostbites from the guaranteed critical attacks from the bionic overcharge buff. Now, carefully time your Special 1 launch so that when the Cold Snap expires in the Frostbite Shatter, they do so while you have that attack increase. Now, that's pretty cool to see. Rinse and repeat until your opponent is knocked out. Now, of course, Misty's playstyle can vary depending on opponents and nodes. What would you do with her? Sound off in the comments. Now, let's check out some best uses. Access to Cold Snap means access to anti-evade champions and nodes. Access to Unblockable gives you a leg up against auto-block champions. This also comes in handy when fighting on Bane nodes. But you'll find Misty's quick ramp up and access to unblockable attacks make her ideal for questing. The Frostbite Shatter makes quick work of your opponents in those shorter fights. Now, let's check out some notable synergies. You're busted. With Elsa Bloodstone on the team, Misty Knight, when gaining a cryogenic charge, has a 30% chance to inflict a busted debuff on the opponent, increasing the potency of Cold Snap by 50% for 16 seconds. With Elsa, all busted debuffs have their durations increased by 15%. Amazing detectives / geniuses. With Human Torch on the team, Misty starts the fight with an extra 2 anti-metal and cryogenic charges. With Human Torch, the stun duration on his Special 2 is increased by 33%. Now, did you see a synergy that caught you off balance? Thinking of a new synergy team? Let us know your thoughts below and let's discuss. Thank you for watching this champion deep dive for Misty Knight. Are you ready? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below, and if you liked the video and want to see more, click subscribe, like, comment, and share. And remember, we'll see you in the Battle Realm.